How are you guys?
Good, man. I just want to. How's spring ball going? How are you adjusting to a new coaching staff and really every position for you?
I mean, spring ball's going well so far. Um, Biggest change up here is that we were in pads being physical on day 3, right? So I'm loving it so far. I'm loving the offense. I'm loving the way Coach B goes to practice, and I'm really enjoying myself.
It seems. I mean, we obviously know what he did at Wisconsin and the style of run quite a bit. Corey Patterson said it's not a secret. Like you guys are going to want to run the ball. It's got to be like Christmas morning to hear for a running back, right? Like, do you like that?
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to put it. Playing for a coach that likes to run the football, I'm in a blessed position. So I'm looking forward to what's coming up this season.
If I could get one more, I just want to get your thoughts on Tank Wright and what he's brought to you guys as a group, and maybe what makes him. It sounds like he's pretty good. What makes him as good as he is?
Man, I love Coach Tank, and what he brings is this whole new philosophy. A big focus on mobility and making sure that we're working the right muscle as far as our posterior chain, where we didn't really do that before. But right now, I'm in like the best shape of my life. I've put on 15 pounds, and I'm feeling really good.
Thanks, Chase. Appreciate it.
I didn't see the queue. Am I up next?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Chase. First, I always have to ask you, can you prove that you're not Sydney and tell us, is there any way you can tell us you're not pulling a parent trap right now?
Hey, you know what? That's on you. That's the question only I would answer. Facial hair might be a dead giveaway. Honestly, guys, that might be it. But
have you guys fooled the new staff at all since you have a new staff in? Have you has anybody confused the two of you yet?
At the start, but coaches are getting good at it now. They're getting the differences, and every single time they see us in the hallway together, you guys like stay here for a second. Like, you got to tell me the difference. You got to tell me the difference because I just can't tell. And we usually get with the facial hair thing, but people say my face is wider, but honestly, guys, that's not really gonna help.
Got it. My main question, I guess, is, with two running backs named Chase now, do you guys have to go by nicknames? Do they say, hey, do they go by last name? How do you're getting confused all over the place? How are the coaches doing that?
So that's funny. So Coach Patterson in a meeting one time, he's like, you know what? You guys are gonna be able to tell the difference, and you're gonna know who I'm talking to by the tone of my voice. So I say Chase, talking about Chase Brown. If I say Chase, talking about Chase Hayden. So just that was kind of a joke there for a little bit, but he'll call Chase Hayden, and call me Brown or Chase Brown. Like he'll just use our full names just so there's no confusion there.
Got it. And how are the two of you, kind of getting along so far? And he's the new addition here, so tell me your thoughts on him.
Yeah, I mean he's fitting in well, coming from a new school or coming. I know he's new here, but fitting in well. We love him, treat him like family. He's my brother, and honestly, I love playing with him, and I'm just looking forward to improving day by day. Chase.
Yeah, thanks.
Chase, did you do some research into Coach Bielema, kind of how he has run offenses in the past? If you looked at the 1,000-yard rushers he had, is that something that appealed to you when you looked into it?
Yeah, I mean that fired me up right away when Coach B got hired. My bad. He got hired. The first thing I did was do some research, and I saw that he had all these, well-known running backs who, ended up going and playing in the NFL a little bit. But yeah, it fired me up right away when I saw, all these 1,000-yard rushers, and I can't wait to start playing for him this season.
Mike Epstein is not with you guys right now, as I understand it. Do you expect him back, and how different it is without him around since you guys have been together for a couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, Mike's my brother, man. I guess I can say that I miss him. I want him to do what's best for him. I wish he could be around right now. But you know, whatever decisions he makes, you know, I'm going to support him 100%. We're all going to support 100%. And, you know, I'll back him up to anything.
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
Hey, Chase, thanks for doing this. You know, I just kind of wanted to ask about Corey moving over to the running back room, what that kind of process has been like getting to know him outside of the different pronunciations of Chase when referring to you and the other Chase.
Yeah. Are you talk about like our relationship and like how he's been? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hitting on.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good relationship with Coach C, you know, before I found out he got hired. And when I saw that Coach B brought him in as an assistant coach, I was kind of relieved in a way, 'cause, you know, I'm not meeting anybody new, but at the same time, like I know what he's about and I know how good of a coach he is. And as far as meetings and indie drills, he's very, very keen on the little things, the fundamentals, doing the little things right. So, you know, we're running inside zone and we're supposed to press the aiming point and, you know, make that last minute cut, that we're doing it right. And that's what I love about him is, you know, how keen he is on those little things, because it's really paying off. And I feel like I'm becoming a better running back.
And then I just wanted to ask, he seems like a guy who players seem to relate to really well. Why is that? What about his personality makes him easy to relate to for you guys?
I mean, he's easy going and, you know, he adjusts to anybody he's talking to. You know, when you can go and talk to somebody about anything and, you know, you don't have to worry about him telling other people and stuff like that. He's a player's coach. And, you know, I'm grateful for that because I can go to him about personal things. If I had a bad day, I can, hey, like, can we just sit down and go over a few things? Like, and that's what I love about it. And it just makes the whole learning process here and the transition period with the new coach a lot easier.
And then to change tones a little bit, you said you gained 15 pounds. That's obviously a lot. Can you kind of take me through this process of gaining the weight, how you did it, the kind of weight you added, and just kind of like that whole process, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going over that at all. So I'm vegan to start off with, and I started a year ago, but last season I was running around about 195. And one thing I knew after the season was there were times I'm like, I'm just not strong enough. My weight's not allowing me to finish forwards. And, you know, I'm a tough runner. I lower my shoulders sometimes, and I took some big hits. And like I said, the first thing I was thinking to myself was, you know, I got to put on weight. And the thing that solidified that right away is when I had my first meeting with Coach B. You know, we're going over my film from last year, and we're just kind of talking. He's like, hey, like, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put on some weight. You know, he said, you know, 205, 210. And, you know, I took that seriously. I'm like, okay, 210 it is. So over an 8-week period, I was able to put on the weight quickly. I mean, I upped my calories like crazy. I was getting in a ridiculous amount of protein, and I upped my calories by probably about 1,500. And I put on the weight, and I'm probably like the strongest, the most explosive, and fluent I've been in a long time. And I love it. And the one thing that I was worried about is, you know, you put on that weight and you lose, people worry about, you know, losing speed, but I don't think I've lost a step.
Chase, you said 210 is where you're at now?
Yeah.
I mean, you said you feel good. Like, I know you guys just had a scrimmage. Like, can you feel it on the field? Like, obviously you move better, but like when you get a handoff for somebody who hasn't been in that situation, can you explain to me like how that feels just with that extra weight?
I mean, yeah, it's just when I'm making contact with defenders, and the first time I really noticed it was when we were doing winter workouts, but during the spring ball period, when I'm lowering my shoulder and I'm finishing forwards more, it's exciting, and I'm just, you know, I'm excited to be a part of this new offense. It's going to be, there's no secret that you know, we're going to run the ball a lot, and you know, I'm going to take pride in making sure that, you know, I'm going to be at in my peak physically and then mentally when the fall comes around.
You said a vegan diet. Did you start that in like the quarantine time last year? What prompted that, and how's that going?
Yeah. So my brother and I were looking into ways to, recovering faster and stuff like that. And, the vegan diet came up, and the more we looked into it, the more we got intrigued by it. And fortunately, we went and sat down with a nutritionist, and we talked about how we could make it possible and go through with all this. And that's kind of how it went down. But it was right on quarantine, right before the season got canceled last year.
Was it a tough adjustment to change your diet like that?
I mean, I've been the first week was awful. I went cold turkey for a little bit. Had no energy, and I didn't think it was gonna, hang on to it. But we got through that little period there, and then out of nowhere, just energy boosted. I feel amazing, and like I said, this is the best I've ever felt.
And if I could get one kind of off the wall one, how have you seen Reggie Love grow from last year as a true freshman to where he's at now? How's he improved?
Reggie Love. So
Yeah.
I didn't hear the name.
Yep. Sorry.
I mean, Reggie has great vision, and he had that right when he came in. You guys saw him a little bit in the Iowa game. But right now he looks great, and I'm excited to play side him. And it's going to be a really good year because we have good running backs in the mix and guys that are experienced. So it's exciting.
Thanks, Chase. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything else? You're good.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
As much as you were asking about his vegan change, and Joey, I was wondering if you were asking for a friend, if you're thinking about making that move.
Oh, no, Ken. I have 2 hot dog rollers, man. I'm not trying to let those things go to waste.
$1,500 5,100 calories of vegan food is just an absurd amount of food. Like, that's a lot of food. I can't imagine eating 5,100 calories with meat and all the other things that go into non-vegan food, but 5,100 calories without that stuff is crazy.
Joey didn't even flinch at 5,100 calories. I mean,
That's breakfast, dude. That's breakfast in your breakfast beer, Alec.
Drinking natural light, Joey. There's not a lot of calories in that.
Not a lot
I've
of taste in it either.
You're right.
Bacon and sausage. Bacon and sausage gone. So I'm going to be probably pretty crabby in the fall. No bacon. It's like, okay. Vegan, no.
I'm trying to think when Nick Smith played here basketball, he went on a high calorie diet because they were trying to put weight on him, and it was some absurd number every day, and it was like a 5,000 or 6,000 calorie.
That's, I think 6 sticks in my head. That's right.
Yeah.
The big one was Mike Tisdale had the $5,000 or the 5,000 calorie diet.
Yeah, he was another one. They tried to do that too. Yeah.
That was anytime an announcer mentioned Tisdale, that was the only fun fact anyone had.
Nick Smith, of course, he was the tallest player in Illinois history.
Yes, Nick Smith, of course, the tallest player in Illinois history.
And friendliest.
You guys can start lining up for Chase here. Second, Chase.
All right, Alec, you can lead off. You stuck your nose out, your hand up, so go ahead.
Hey, Chase, thanks for doing this. Obviously as a transfer, you've done it before, but how much easier was your transfer process having known Coach B, but more in particular, building a relationship with Coach Patterson?
Yeah, it was. It's been pretty good. Just being familiar with Coach B and playing for him before, so there's some familiarity there. But Coach Patterson's been good too. He's real big on teaching stuff and making sure you get the details of everything. He's not really like a yeller or somebody that's gonna scream and stuff at you, but he's kind of more calm, cool, and collective. So it's been pretty good.
Chase kind of mentioned that Corey's a guy who you can go to for anything. If he's having a bad day, just talk to him, kind of get advice from. Is that why he's able to make your adjustment process so much easier? Is just how personable of a person he is?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. He's definitely just like somebody you can go talk about, like if you're having a bad day or anything like that. And he like tries to develop a relationship with you so he can coach you hard and stuff like that.
Hey Chase, I just asked Chase Brown this question. How do the coaches keep the two of you separate with Chase in the backfield? And
Yeah.
are you planning on any nicknames for the season?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably have to figure that out because it does kind of get confusing. But a lot of time, coach just like point at one of us when he says our name because it can get kind of confusing.
I'm curious, you kind of had a crazy ride here. You go to Arkansas, the coach who recruited you was fired, then you go to East Carolina, then you come here. Does it feel settled now? Do you feel like, you've found your place?
Yeah, I definitely feel settled. And just like everybody on the team, they kind of welcomed me in with open arms. It made the process a lot easier.
Thanks.
Chase, have you gotten adjusted to being here in Champaign? Is it different, a lot different than where you were before? I mean, how have you adjusted to that part?
Yeah, it was definitely a transition with the weather and stuff. I've never really been anywhere like this cold and it was snow on the ground for like a month. So that was kind of different. But I got adjusted to it pretty well.
So this is the real weather, what we have today. This is what we have all the time. They told you that?
No, they haven't told me that yet.
And just getting used to a new place, a new, besides the weather, just getting used to where to go, place to eat, that kind of thing. Has that been hard or easy for you?
It's been pretty easy. Like I said, like the team, like my teammates, they've kind of helped me with stuff like that. So they've been really big in the process too.
Thanks, Chase.
Hey Chase, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, Coach Peterson has kind of had different stops where he's used like 3-4 different running backs, and it seems like a lot of guys get carries, and there's plenty of opportunity back there. What's that like for you as a player to be a part of an offense that pretty focused on running the ball and is not afraid to mix in a couple of different guys as a part of that?
Yeah, that's big because that just means everybody's gonna be able to contribute. So there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for everybody. So you just have to take advantage of your opportunities.
Was that, I know you and Coach Bielema have a pretty long relationship, but was that an attractive thing about coming here, just kind of knowing the commitment to running the ball and just how many guys that they're open to using as running backs?
Yeah, definitely. And just like even when I played for Coach Bielema my freshman year, like we played 3 running backs and we all got a lot of carries and stuff like that. So I knew it was going to be like a big emphasis on running the ball and using a lot of guys.
What's it take, maybe mentally, I guess, to be a part of, like, well, you guys clearly want to be a tough-nosed team and run down the middle. What kind of mindset do you guys have to have?
I definitely think we have to be tough and, like hard working because, like, you're going to have to get the hard yards because, it's a run-heavy offense, so people are going to be trying to stop the run. So kind of like a hard-hat mentality.
And you're one of the few guys who knew Coach Bielema before this year, before like 4 months ago. What do you see? Like, what's it like watching him in practice, kind of back as a college head coach? Do you see similar things you saw your first year together? Is there anything he's doing differently that you're noticing?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I know like he's putting a big emphasis on like teaching the game. Like a lot of times he'll stop practice and, like go over like details or, like what type of down is it and things like that. So it's been a big emphasis on like teaching the game and understanding the game, not just playing it.
I'm assuming you guys like that emphasis, and it's got to help. I would think.
Yeah, it helps a lot. And it just kind of boosts your football IQ. So it's been pretty good.
Well, thank you, Chase.
No problem.
Anybody else for Chase?
All good.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks, Chase.
Alec, you're kicking off with Reggie.
Hey, Reggie, nice hat. First of all, go Cards. Second of all, what's it like to be working directly with Coach Patterson again?
It's great. A big transition from last year. Last year I seen him a lot, but we like didn't deal with each other a lot because he wasn't my position coach. But it's great. I like the feeling.
And then, I mean, with your guys' like previous relationship to your real relationship, what's changed from the Corey that you knew in high school to the Corey that's coaching you now at the University of Illinois?
Nothing's changed. Coach C, the same guy. Same guy when I first met him, and he's gonna remain the same guy. Obviously, our relationship has grown together. Cause I'm coming from being a young man in high school to growing into a man at the college level. So we talk. I get talks are a lot easier now that I'm in college. So it's the same type of relationship.
What are your guys' talks like now, and why are they so much easier now that you're in college?
Just because I'm becoming an older man, Coach C, he's like another father figure in my life. So just the steps I take being in college, it's easier to talk to him now. He's my position coach. I meet with him a lot. So it's easy to get a hold of him, talk to him.
Reggie, I'm curious, I guess first is your thoughts to Trinity Catholic closing down. That's, quite a blow to the area. What are your thoughts when it was announced your high school was going to be closing?
It's kind of bittersweet. Just the fact that the high school I went to is now closing down. When I first heard about it, the first thing I thought of was the future. Like, what my future kids ever get to see the high school I went to, like in person, ever get to visit, things of that nature. But I mean, it's done and over with. I love that school. The school helped me a lot. I gave them all. So just, I don't know, haven't yet.
Yeah. And then, this spring, we just talked to Chase Brown and Chase Hayden. The three of you, how are you getting along in the running back room? How are things looking on the practice field?
We get along pretty well. It's no conflict between us three. I feel like the best thing about it is we bring out the best in each other just by our actions. So we compete. We know that we're competing out of love and not out of envy. So I think that helps the running back room a lot.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay. First of all, do you think is there enough carries for all of you guys? You think in the fall?
Yes, sir. Just like me and Chase talked about it last year, none of us can carry the ball 100 times or even 50 times. We might, you feel me? Like we all feel like we can, but we have to all rely on each other. So I feel like the way the offense is, we're going to run the ball a lot. So it's enough carries in the room for everybody.
When you heard about this offense, I should be pretty excited, right? I mean, when you look at Coach B's past in terms of running backs, that make you feel like, wow, this could be something really cool.
Yes, sir. It was exciting just knowing Coach Beelan's background with running the football. I heard that every year Coach B was the head coach at the college level. We had a 1,000-yard rusher. So
Right.
that was amazing to me just knowing that my head coach is not only going to run the football, but he's going to run it a lot. So it's exciting.
I know Mike Epstein is not with you guys right now. What kind of impact has he had on you, your career, your short time with him here?
Mike, when I first came in, Mike just took the big brother role for me. A lot say that Mike have a similar play style, so I take a lot like things from Mike as far as like stuff off the field, his preparation, his organization, his work ethic. So Mike just showed me a lot about it. I enjoy the time we have and had with Mike, and just in case he doesn't come back,
I assume you hope he's coming back though, right?
Yes, sir. I hope Mike's come back. He adds a lot to the team and obviously a lot to our room.
Thanks so much.
Hey, Reggie, good to see you. I'm curious for you, what was last year like? What were the goals you had in the off season, and kind of how did you approach for this coming year?
Last year started off a bit rough for me, getting my body back right, coming off injuries in high school. But overall, this off season, I just wanted to continue to build myself, get, work with Coach Tank and the strength crew to get me quicker, stronger, and faster. That's about it. Work on just a lot of stuff. I have a lot of room to work, and I'm just putting in the work any way I can.
I think Coach Patterson, when we asked him about how you were different, he said your body, you've really maybe added weight since last season. As Coach Tank, I know he helped Chase Brown put on some weight. Has he helped you kind of get your body ready for this?
Yes, sir. Coach Tank, with the 8 weeks we had with Coach Tank, I put on like 14 pounds of good weight. Not only have I gained weight, but I feel faster. My body's like not beat up. So that was one of the things that I had, mentally, like I was like, oh, I'm getting bigger. Would I be slower? But once we got first day of spring ball practice, I got to moving around. I like the way I move.
14 pounds, what's that put you up to? I don't know how accurate some of the measurements are online.
I'm weighing 204 now.
204, okay.
Sure.
I wanted to ask, did Coach Corey cut you from football in second grade?
Yes, sir.
Well, how'd you forgive him for that, first of all?
I really wasn't a football guy in second grade. I was more like stay in the house, play video games. So it was just an extra activity to do. So it's no hard feelings there.
When did you go back to football?
After I tried out, second grade year was my first year trying out. I didn't step back on a football field until my sixth grade year.
Seriously?
That's when I started playing football. And I started playing running back in seventh grade. I was a receiver at first.
What prompted you to go back out?
It's a funny story. After I got cut in second grade, my little cousins, like, they had made their football team. Like, we'll go in the backyard and play. They'd be like, you're trash. You don't play football. You got cut. So, like, I got tired of it in middle school, and I started liking football. I started liking sports more. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make this team. And when I make the team, don't be telling me, like, I'm cold. So I just made it a mission, and I completed it.
Did Coach Corey help you kind of rediscover this love for football? I guess, what was his relationship for you as you start getting back into this? And obviously it's pretty cool now that you guys are still together.
After our encounter in second grade, I didn't like see Coach T football wise. I only seen him like after school in elementary school. Me and Isaiah went to the same school, so like I talked to him here and there. But the love of my game came from my coach Stebo. And when Coach Corey, when I like enrolled in Trinity Catholic and I started talking to Coach Corey more about in a relationship, he just showed me like where I come from, I can make a better living for myself, and using the football, the pigskin as my path, leading my path. So he just showed me the bigger picture than what I seen when I was a youngin' freshman at Trinity.
How often do you bring up your encounter in second grade with him?
It used to happen a lot in high school. It doesn't happen much now.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything else, you guys?
That it for
Actually,
Reggie?
If I could get one more, we've heard a lot about Coach Tank. What has he done? What makes him so good? I mean, you put on 14, Chase put on 15. What makes him connect with you guys so well?
One thing I'll say, he had, like, basically he knows the game. Like, Coach Tank knows the game a lot, so he knows things that he feel that we should work on, which a lot of it for me was flexibility, mobility, stability, and things of that nature. So we work on that a lot rather than just lifting heavy in the weight room. We work on just keeping our bodies repaired, rolling out, things of that nature, stretching a lot. Like, we take almost 30 minutes a day stretching with Coach Tank. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that I've seen with Coach Tank. Not only does he shows us that like ways to lift or lift heavy, he helps us repair and keep our bodies fresh.
Thanks, Reggie. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for Reggie? All right.